Let's talk about the global tech race, a high-stakes, relentless competition where countries battle to build the fastest computers, the smartest AI, and the most powerful batteries. It's a race that's reshaping economies, redefining power, and deciding who will lead the future. For decades, the US dominated this arena thanks to its world-class universities, cutting-edge research, and its reputation as a magnet for global talent. The brightest minds from every corner of the world flocked to America, fueling its innovation engine. But then, China emerged as a fierce challenger, determined to catch up, and even surpass. Their not-so-secret weapon? The Thousand Talents Plan. It sounds like something out of a fantasy novel, but it's a real, ambitious program designed to recruit the world's best scientists and engineers, no matter where they lived or worked. Unlike most government initiatives, this one actually worked. So well, in fact, that it sparked panic in Washington, triggered frantic FBI memos, and sent shockwaves through university boardrooms across the country. The plan's genius was simple, yet effective. Instead of reinventing the wheel, China simply hired the people who already knew how to build it. And sometimes they got the blueprints, the know-how, and the secrets too. This was China's shortcut, a way to leapfrog decades of technological development in just a few years, compressing time and accelerating progress at a breathtaking pace. The Thousand Talents Plan turned university labs and corporate R&D departments into battlegrounds for global supremacy, where every breakthrough and every patent became a strategic asset. It wasn't just about hiring talent, it was about shifting the world's tech center of gravity, drawing innovation and expertise toward China's orbit. For a while, it worked brilliantly, pulling in top minds, accelerating research, and changing the game in ways few had anticipated. The rest of the world was about to realize it had been napping through the opening laps of the most important race of the century, a race that was only just beginning to heat up. So, what is the Thousand Talents Plan? You might have heard the name in the news, but what does it really mean, and why has it become such a hot topic in global science and technology circles? Launched in 2008, the Thousand Talents Plan was China's bold and ambitious initiative to attract top scientific and entrepreneurial talent from all over the world, not just from Chinese communities abroad, but from any country with expertise to offer. The main goal was to reverse the brain drain that had seen many of China's brightest minds leave for opportunities overseas, and instead, build a world-class talent pool right on Chinese soil, fueling innovation and national pride. The plan specifically targeted experts in fields where China wanted to catch up or even leap ahead, like artificial intelligence, quantum computing, biotechnology, aerospace engineering, and many other cutting-edge disciplines. But it wasn't just a single program, it was more like an entire ecosystem, offering tailored packages for senior researchers, young scientists, and ambitious entrepreneurs, each with their own incentives and support structures. China approached the global talent market like a fantasy football manager with an unlimited budget, scouting the best minds, making offers that were often too good to refuse, and rolling out the red carpet for those willing to make the leap. Universities, research institutes, and state-owned enterprises all worked together, coordinating efforts to create attractive landing spots and smooth transitions for new recruits, ensuring they had the resources and freedom to thrive. It was a top-down, state-driven campaign with a single clear objective: win the global technology race and secure China's place as a leader in innovation for decades to come. For many underappreciated or overlooked scientists in the West, the Thousand Talents Plan was a siren song, an opportunity to finally get the recognition, funding, and support they felt they deserved. China's approach was comprehensive, systematic, and unapologetically aggressive, leaving no stone unturned in its quest for talent and innovation. The message was loud and clear: if you're brilliant, China wants you on their team and they're willing to pay handsomely, offering not just money but also prestige, resources, and a chance to make a real impact. And soon, the world would see just how effective and controversial this strategy could be, as China's scientific achievements began making headlines around the globe. What made the Thousand Talents Plan so tempting? In a word, money. But it wasn't just about the cash, it was about the promise of a new life, a chance to do world-class science without the usual obstacles. Imagine being a struggling postdoc in the US, working long hours in a cramped lab, fighting for every grant dollar. Then China offers you a full professorship, a $1 million signing bonus, a custom-built lab, and a team of grad students ready to work with you from day one. These weren't scams or empty promises. they were life-changing offers, backed by real money and real opportunity. Successful applicants got tax-free awards, massive research grants, and far fewer bureaucratic hurdles than in the West. The red tape that often slowed progress elsewhere was cut away. Prestige came too: leadership roles, elite titles, and institutional support. Scientists who once felt overlooked suddenly found themselves at the center of attention. Need expensive equipment? The university would buy it, no questions asked. Cutting-edge technology was just a request away. Want to hire a team? Done. You could build your dream group, attracting top talent from around the world. The promise of unencumbered research was as alluring as the cash. Scientists could finally focus on discovery, not paperwork. By 2017, over 7,000 high-level experts had joined, including department heads and award-winning researchers from top Western institutions. The program attracted some of the brightest minds on the planet. China's research output exploded, surpassing the US in scientific papers by 2018. The country's labs were buzzing with activity and innovation. The Thousand Talents Plan was a key driver of this transformation, fueling China's rapid ascent in global science and technology. It proved that with enough resources you can buy your way to the top of the tech world. Ambition, when matched with funding, can change the game. China wasn't just catching up, it was setting the pace, leading the charge into a new era of scientific achievement. The global balance of scientific power was shifting fast, and the world was watching as China took center stage. Did the Thousand Talents Plan work? Absolutely. It injected elite talent into China's R&D sector, accelerating progress in critical fields. Chinese universities shot up global rankings, becoming powerhouses in AI, engineering, and computer science. China's R&D spending now rivals developed nations, but it's the strategic use of that investment that stands out. Recruits brought not just expertise but Western research methods and innovation ecosystems. Cities like Shenzhen transformed into global tech hubs, home to giants like Huawei and Tencent. China became a leader in 5G, AI, gene editing, and quantum computing, fields targeted by the TTP. The country shifted from imitator to innovator, closing the innovation gap with the West. For the first time, the US and Europe faced a true intellectual competitor. The TTP proved a determined state could build a world-class scientific community from scratch. The global tech race had a new frontrunner. At first, the West barely noticed the Thousand Talents Plan. But by the mid-2010s, alarm bells rang as intelligence agencies saw top scientists in sensitive fields being recruited by China. The concern wasn't just competition, it was how China competed. US officials accused the TTP of encouraging technology transfer and intellectual property theft. Some contracts allegedly required recruits to bring research and data from their home institutions. The US government saw this as a sophisticated campaign of economic espionage. The open, collaborative nature of Western academia became a vulnerability. The Thousand Talents Plan was now seen as a national security threat. The fears became reality with high-profile arrests, most notably Dr. Charles Lieber of Harvard, convicted for lying about his TTP ties. The US Justice Department's China initiative led to a wave of indictments. Researchers fired, professors arrested, and labs scrutinized. Many TTP contracts reportedly demanded secrecy and compliance with Chinese law, even when it conflicted with home country laws. This created dual loyalties and hidden agendas, undermining academic integrity. Universities grew suspicious, especially of faculty with Chinese ties, fueling accusations of racial profiling and fear. Legitimate collaborations came under scrutiny, chilling international research. The aggressive pursuit of TTP members uncovered real wrongdoing but also risked damaging global scientific cooperation. The Thousand Talents Plan had sown division and mistrust. Open labs became security risks. The fallout was a toxic atmosphere of suspicion. The cost of China's talent hunt was now measured in broken trust. The US and its allies pushed back hard. Visa restrictions tightened, Chinese tech firms were blacklisted, and universities demanded full disclosure of foreign ties. Internal investigations ramped up, and Confucius institutes were shut down. The era of open collaboration gave way to trust but verify, or just don't trust. Other countries followed suit. The EU, Australia, Canada, and the Five Eyes Alliance all issued warnings and tightened security. The global consensus shifted from engagement to containment. The Thousand Talents Plan's operations took a major hit. Scientists now risked their careers and reputations by participating. The open door for talent was now guarded by vigilant gatekeepers. Under pressure, China rebranded. The Thousand Talents Plan name vanished from official sites and media, but the strategy didn't disappear, it just went underground. Recruitment became decentralized, handled by provinces, universities, and private companies under new names like Qilu Scholars or Pearl River Talents. The offers remained lucrative, but the programs were less visible and harder to track. Recruitment shifted to personal networks and informal offers, making it difficult for Western authorities to prove direct state involvement. China adapted to the hostile environment, making the talent hunt quieter but no less determined. The ambition to dominate tech remained undiminished. The rebranding was a strategic retreat, not a surrender. China continued to play the long game, adjusting tactics but keeping its eyes on the prize. The talent race was still on, just more discreet. The world's vigilance had forced China to evolve, but not to stop. Today, the global tech race is fiercer than ever. The Thousand Talents Plan, in all its forms, helped China leapfrog into scientific leadership. But its legacy is mixed. Success built on controversy, mistrust, and a fractured global research community. The West, forced to confront its own complacency, is scrambling to rebuild its innovation ecosystem. New investments and policies aim to catch up, but the climate is less open and more suspicious. The big question: can the West compete with China's state-driven model without sacrificing openness and academic freedom? The discovery of the TTP has triggered a new phase of the race, one defined by caution, competition, and high stakes. How the West runs this next lap will decide who leads the 21st century.